Hi there. We're going to do another lab chat. This time we are on chapter 6, and we're working based off of the lecture that you've already seen. We're working on debt, monthly debt as compared to income. And it's called our debt safety ratio. And it's a really, really important calculation, both in our personal financial life and just for future posterity, to know and keep in check how much your monthly debt payments are as compared to your income. And as each of those vacillate, to make sure that they stay in check. So what I'd like to do is take you over and show you what you need to pull down from the Moodle shell. So I'm in chapter 6 using credit. And there is a worksheet that you're going to pull down, and we're going to complete that together. I'm going to give you some facts, and then we're going to work through that together. So please go ahead and make sure that you've got that in front of you, pencil, calculator, etc. And then we will pop over to the sheet and the facts that I've prepared. So the first thing I want to do is just introduce you to the facts, which are over here. Actually, I'm going to go to so just stick with me here, and you can write these down somewhere else. So the facts that what we're looking at is we've got our friend or client or ourselves, whatever, Sam. He's got some debt and he's got some income, and he wants advice on how to get to the 20% debt ratio. So the book, I think, I can't remember what the book says. I think the book indicates that 20% is a healthy debt ratio. I would make a pretty strong case, because your mortgage is not in here. If you've got a mortgage, I would make a pretty strong case that it shouldn't be much over 15. But I think the book says 20, so we're just going to go with that number and utilize that. But you understand the point. You can shift this percentage, and obviously everything shifts with it. So the first thing you need to know is what's going on with Sam's income. And his monthly paycheck is $1,436. And then he has a lease, and he rents out one of the rooms or the office or whatever. And he's got a roommate that gives him $280 a month. So that's his net monthly income. And then the next thing you need to know are his payments. Okay. He's got a car payment. He owes $262.39 a month on. He's got 2 credit cards. One is a retail card, which we talked about in the lecture, not usually such a stellar idea, with REI. And the minimum payment, again, we're hoping that you can be paying more than the minimum payment, because we've all seen what happens with interest over time when you only make the minimum payment. But he's paying REI $40 a month. And then he's got a United Airlines credit card where he's accruing miles, and he pays $85 a month on that. And then his student loan payment is $111. So I'm going to have you turn off the tape, and I'll meet up with you. You're going to fill in his debt payments and come to a total. And then you're going to fill out his income and come to a total. And then you're going to tell me what percentage Sam's at right now, what his debt ratio is. So go ahead, please turn off the tape, and I'll meet you back here with that filled out. Payments are 498.39. Oh, what just happened there? The lights got turned off. Let me hold on. That was funny. I'm sitting in a classroom. I guess I haven't been moving and the lights went off. Okay, and then he gets 280 from his roommate. Okay, so right now, his debt ratio is 29%. So the question is, I mean, that's high, that's really high. So the question is, how does he get to a new debt safety ratio? And like I said, I probably personally would go more towards 15%, but I think our book suggests 20%. So that's gonna be our target. So there's really one of two ways to do it. You either have to raise your income or you got to drop your payments. I mean, that's just the math, right? So the first one is, how would we get his payments in sync with his take-home pay? So let's just say this number is just set in stone. It's a brand new job. He loves it. He's not looking for a new job. He's not looking for more roommates. I mean, it's just, this is his take home. So if that in fact is the scenario, what would we have to get his payments down to? So his monthly take home pay, which we're keeping established, times his target ratio, what would his new monthly payments have to be? And how much would his current payments have to drop? So turn off the tape, please, and figure that out. And I'll meet you back. Thanks. So to get, if his pay, if this isn't going to change, we would need to get him down to $343.20 a month. And he's currently at $498.39. So how much would his payments have to drop? $155.19. Okay, now we're trying to advise Sam. So let's go back up and see what his payments are. Student loan and minimum payment on credit cards. He's not even paying anything more than minimum payments. What is the slam dunk easy thing to see that's going on in Sam's life? And hopefully your answer was that he can't afford his car payment. He's either got to sell it and get a cheaper car, or he's on his bike and bus for a while, depending upon what his living situation is. If he lives in a place where he's got access to a transportation system, because he's got to drop his payments $155 a month. I would tell him to bag on the car and start putting more money other than just the minimum on his credit cards. So that's one option. The second option is he needs to make more money. What kind of current take-home pay would allow him to meet his current payments and stay at that 20% ratio? So that is his monthly payments as they stand, so those aren't changing, divided by the ratio that I want it to be at. That's going to give me the income that I need. So 498.39 is 20% of what? That's 20% of 2491.95. So how much would his income have to rise to get there? Well, he's at right now 1716. So his income would have to go up by $775.95. Okay, and that may be feasible. That maybe he can, bartend a couple nights a week. He probably could make an extra $180 a week. So this is basically a way of evaluating where you're at and what you need to do to come into sync with a healthy debt safety ratio. What happens, I think, with lots of people for years on end is this number's crazy. It's 30% or 40%, and folks can never find their way out. And it's because they haven't analyzed what, if anything, can I change up here? Or conversely, what do I have to do here to make this a reasonable number? And then sticking with it. And I mean, we've always done a check, just to check in every, gosh, I don't know, probably once a year, more often than that when we were younger, for sure, to make sure that we had our ratio in sync with our income. So I hope that's helpful. You're going to have an assignment where you need to do that. And then I also want to point out that in this chapter, there's a, let's see, there's a set of extra problems right here. There's a bunch of, oh, I think I've probably taken off share. Oh, goodness. Sorry, there's a lot going on. There's some extra problems here to do. Chapter 6 is full of calculations, and some of them can be a little bit tricky. So in addition to just the regular lecture, I've also done quite a few additional problems. So I would go through and work these, quite frankly. I guide you on, it's just additional work, and you can go back and refer to specific PowerPoints and then utilize those to help work your way through that. So I hope that's helpful, and let me know if you need anything. Thanks, bye.